So how did you find out about this retreat?
I worked with JP at Gymbox in London maybe 5 years ago, and we've just kept in contact, and he knows that I'm pretty into fitness, so he thought it'd be a bit of fun,
awesome. So I
thought, why not?
Cool, so you were pretty fit before coming here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what would you say has been one of your highlights of this week?
Is this PG rated? Or no, the highlight has just been meeting you, to be honest, just meeting people with the same mindset, you know, like it's really rare that you go into a place and there are people that are just interested in eating, training, sleeping, talking about fitness, getting ideas, getting tips. I didn't know how to do that, let me help you. Like it's just, the atmosphere is incredible, it's so motivating, you know. I love that.
And what's been the sort of moment that you're most proud of, let's say this week? Personal achievement.
Personal achievement. You know what, for me it's probably not exercise, it's probably slowing down a little bit. Reading, listening to some audiobooks, slowing down, yoga, massively. I'm like a really fast, I love getting my ass kicked in exercise, but I can't sit still, so I've sat still, and I had one-on-ones with JP and helped with the mindset and stuff, so that was probably a highlight for me, to stop a little bit.
Yeah. And for people who are a bit scared of, like, they're not really fit, they're not that much into shape, and they're scared of coming into this fitness nut environment, what would you want to say to them to reassure them that this kind of week isn't that
it's not really about how fit you are, it's not about beating another person or I want to be fitter than that person, or I can't do that because that person can do it 100% better. It's about you being better tomorrow than you were today, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have been able to do a 1 hour kickboxing session Thai boxing session with a trainer and actually just be able to kick every time he said kick. You know, at the start I was like, you know, I'm fit but I'm uncoordinated as anything. So it's not about everyone has a weakness. So, you know, I'm fit but I'm not strong and I'm not coordinated, and now I'm coordinated and maybe a little bit.
Awesome. And what about the extracurriculum activities? Because it's not just all about fitness. Obviously that's a big pillar of the program, but what would you say about the sort of extracurricular activities, maybe the beach or...
Yeah, we went to the beach, completely isolated, swam at night time, little glittery fairy things in the ocean. That was awesome, that was like a bonding session, but it was like we'd known each other for years, you know, like that was really cool. It felt like we'd all just sort of finished our holiday and we'd come back to our, you know, home, and we just sat there and we were like, you know, this is cool. So I love that, but I also especially love talking to JP, like that one-on-one. He's smart and he's really inspirational. So for me, that's a really big thing. That's why I came,
And for those who are a bit scared of not being able to gel with other people because they don't know anybody else apart from maybe JP, even if that, what would you say to people who are scared of coming and not being able to find new friends or bond or socialise?
You know what, that's kind of me to a T, I suppose, because I didn't know anyone and I hadn't seen JP or spoken to him on the phone or anything. It'd just been sort of random Facebook every now and again for 5 years. So I came, and I'm a pretty outgoing person, but at the same time I can be a bit of an introvert as well. So I was a little bit nervous about coming, but as soon as I stepped and saw that these people were just all walks of life, all just really wanted to be here to either change their mindset, help something that they're struggling with in life, or just be fitter. It's all the same, I want to do this and I really want to benefit myself, so you get taught by other people that are different. So that's the point, I guess.
And what are you taking back with you on your trip back to Australia?
Shaking. You know what, just as I said before, and I know I've mentioned it like 3 times, all the audiobook stuff, the mindset, that's a really big thing for me, because I'm really fast paced, you know, like I'm going to go back and keep doing yoga if I can. I'm going to try and do some Muay Thai when I get back, which there isn't much in Australia, but I'm going to try and do that. But yeah, just that sort of stuff, like I loved it. I'm coming back in April for sure. Try and stop me.
2 last questions. This week in one word.
Should I be Aussie Bogan? Nah, amazing, mind-blowing, yeah. That's cool. 2, but...
What do you think about the Tiger Complex facilities?
Where you train?
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. It's so different from anything. You know, you always come somewhere with a thought or an idea or like a picture of what it's going to look like, and it's just not... you can't even explain it, you have to come and see it, because it's just, even if I explain it, I've taken photos and it just doesn't do it justice. It's just, it's huge, and there's like 9 boxing rings and there's mats everywhere, there's a gym, there's bikes, you know, you run around it, there's literally everything. And it's outside, so it's always hard because it's hot, you know. So even if you're walking around, you're sweating, you're losing fat. You know what I mean? You don't even have to exercise.
Awesome. Last question, what would you say to someone who's hesitating to come on this program?
Do it. No. I'd call JP. That would be my one advice. Call him and tell him exactly what your hesitation would be, and I would be very surprised if anyone had that same hesitation after speaking to him.
Awesome, thank you.